Not interested in settling for less. I'm not, but because I don't have to, and you don't have to. Hey, what's good, folks? It's your man Keyshawn Don, host of Bosses in Business. I'm so excited to get this good old season one, episode one started. Now, for all of you all who do not know who I am Keyshawn Don, host of Bosses in Business. Obviously, I am the CEO of the Diamond Zone Group management services firm. We're gonna kick this thing off right. A little bit about me is I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. I have been doing celebrity management and pre and post production for about 18 years now. I have done a lot of things in business. And so, what I wanted to do with this particular podcast is I want to tell you, first of all, I want this podcast to be as authentic as possible, right? I have been at radio, I have done a few other things. And so I said to myself, how can I create a platform where we can learn about business, talk about business, and get the authentic pieces, right? So with this podcast, I'm going to be sitting down with some amazing people with some even more amazing stories about how they became the boss. Now, if you want your little cookie cutter, if a girl from Alabama can do it, you can too. This ain't the podcast for you. I want to know the real practical, like what made you have the audacity? What gave you the confidence? What gave you the courage to step out, to do what you want to do and become the boss? So I'm looking forward to it. Y'all go along this journey with me as we go into bosses in business. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to be very transparent on this show, right? I'm going to ask the questions from a standpoint of absorbing as much information as I can, right? I'm going to ask the questions that I probably already know the answer to, but I want to get their perspective. I want to get that boss perspective because you may have been in business, but we may not have the same problems, right? What may be my biggest hurdle may be something that you're an expert in, right? There may be things that I'm an expert in that you need, and so I want to make sure that we get into it. Now, I'm going to tell you all, I have my show notes here, so if y'all see me rocking this thing out with these show notes, then you're just gonna have to deal with it, okay? So, episode one, I decided that I didn't want to have any guest on because I wanted to open it up and I wanted to spend this time with you. I wanted to spend this time getting to know you, and not only that, just I wanted to be the first guest. So, welcome. Welcome to Bosses in Business. Now, a lot of you know that the show was going to be behind the boss. And so I went through some things. Let me just kind of be a little transparent. I went through some things in 2019. 2019 was when Bosses in Business was supposed to launch. And I did a whole lot. I had a production team, blah, blah, blah. Well, I know what happened. Y'all, Auntie COVID came through. She came through and she shut me down. I had recorded in Philadelphia, Orlando, Miami, a little bit in Atlanta, and was just kind of doing that thing, right? Well, I went through a season just like everybody else of great loss. I lost my dad and my grandfather, and in doing all of that, y'all, guess what? I didn't trademark the name. So this year, skip a few, get to 2023. I got ready to go to lunch and I happened to look up and see that Hugo Boss, the brand Hugo Boss, had snatched the name and they had began to do a podcast themselves. Now, they happen to be in their little contestability period or whatever. But I wasn't trying to do that with Hugo Boss. I think that account is a little bit more heavy than mine. But here we are at Bosses in Business. So that was a little story just to kind of tell you about, yeah, about my little situation. Before we move on, make sure that you go and subscribe on youtube.com/ at bosses and business. We got to get these numbers up, y'all. I think that there's going to be so much dope and valuable content on here. So anybody that you know that's trying to start a business, anybody that you know that's in business, please have them go to youtube.com/ at bosses in business. Also, while you are doing that, make sure that you follow us on Instagram at boss in biz, and also follow me personally at Keyshawn_DA_DON, Keyshawn the Don. All right, back to the episode. So, episode 1, season 1 is called The Reset Button. Ooh. So, for those of you all who follow me on social media, you all know that maybe 2 weeks ago here, I was in Miami. And so earlier I talked to you about, I don't know what's going on with me today. Maybe I need some water. I talked to you all about me living in Miami before. So what happened is I went down there to work and I started getting Miami fever again. If you know anything about anybody that knows me knows that like I thrive in tropical environments. So I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, right? And one thing that I know about me is that if I lived in Cleveland still, I would be a bum. Like I would be a straight up bum, y'all, because I like even when I go visit, like I don't go visit in the wintertime, but when I do go visit in the wintertime, I'm like, yo, there go my keys. Y'all go on about your business. You want to go to the store, whatever. Like I just don't. The code in me is not it. But in Miami, it's a totally different situation, right? So, a little background about me, like I'm single. Hey y'all, hey. I'm single and focused, thank you. And I don't have any kids. So, I've been in Atlanta 18 years, going on 19 now. And Atlanta used to be the thing for me until it wasn't anymore, until Miami was. So, let me just kind of give you a little backstory to kind of go into my point and kind of introduce you to the reset button. So, I want to say 2019, I moved to Philly. My grandfather, Otis Whitmore Sr., was sick and it was in his last days. And I went to Philly. I left Atlanta and I went to Philly to be closer to him. Now, he was in Cleveland, but I wasn't going there. It wasn't no money. The money wasn't moving like I needed it to move in Cleveland. So I start working for this company as a safety director and or safety supervisor. And my grandfather asked, he said, "So how's everything going? How you liking Philly?" I said to him, I said, "Yeah, Dad, well, it's all good. Like, I'm over there implementing new things. We rewriting policy procedure. Like, it's good." He said, "Oh, okay. All right." You hate it. He just bust my bubble, y'all. Like he just straight out like I'm trying to tell him like I'm living good, I'm doing good. He was like, "Nah, you hate it." He said, "That's okay." He said, "Here's what I want you to do." He said, "I want you to go back and I want you to give them everything that you're going to give them. Not go back and give them your best. Give them everything that you're going to give them. And then when you're done, be okay with that. Be okay with that and then go where you want to go." So I don't know why he told me that, but within 2 months, I moved to Miami. I was in Miami, and I mean, it was the time of my life. My grandmother is originally from Florida, so I kind of felt a connection to her. And I started to notice that I would do things that I would not do in other cities, like get up and get out, and I'll go to the store with you, kind of a deal. And so then the pandemic happened. I was at radio. I was the last one in, first one out, kind of a deal. And so I was kind of doing that dual city. After that, I was kind of doing the dual city thing. And, like I said, the pandemic happened, then inflation happened. Hello. So I couldn't do the whole pay in Miami and pay in Atlanta. So I decided to come back. So when I was just down there, it just kind of made me, have that whole Florida, South Florida fever again. And so that brings me to the title of episode 1, season 1, The Reset Button. What I realized is I have a friend Q with BLK Talk. Y'all make sure y'all follow BLK Talk here on YouTube as well. But I was talking to Q and he said to me, he said, Keyshawn, one of the things that I admire about you is that no matter how much you do a thing or how many times you hit a wall, how many times it looked like failure, you don't mind jumping back out there again. Whether it's in business, whether it's in relationships, whatever, like you don't mind doing it again. And I thought about it because sometimes when you just do a particular thing, like when that's just your life, when you just do that, right? You don't look at it. It's like y'all remember years ago when we had those cars that you put the rims on there, like the spinners. If you notice, like if you're inside the car, you never know that the rims is spinning. The only way that you know that they're spinning is you kind of look out the window and you get the crowd's reaction, right? So just being in it, you don't see that. And so when he said that about me, it made me realize that the reset button is there for the pressing. I'm gonna say it again. The reset button is there for the pressing. Now, I'm gonna move this a few different ways. When life begins to become pressing, when those kids become pressing, when finances become pressing, when you just can't find your way out, I believe that the button is there for the pressing. The question is, will you press it? The dope part about the reset button is there for you to press it as many times as you want, right? Let me give you an example. Let's say, for example, you're on your phone. Your phone is working, but you start to get a couple little twitches. It start to act a little crazy, right? Like it's not performing as much as you want, or it don't look like you got enough storage because it's a lot of stuff running in the background. So you may take your phone and turn it off and turn it back on, right? Some of us, that may be like sleep. For some of us, we might take a nap and come back again, kind of a deal. But once it continuously get have that, you create that, you have that problem, right? Then you start looking a little deeper. Like when you get ready to go to reset your phone, you have a couple different options as it relate to um, the reset, right? Let's see. I got an iPhone. So you got reset and then you got erase all content and settings reset, right? I think that our life is also equipped with that reset button. That reset button doesn't mean that you're going to lose. One of the reasons we don't want to push it is because we don't want to lose all our good stuff, right? Sometimes we say, I don't want to start over in that relationship because I put so much in and I put so much time in and I did X, Y, and Z, or I don't want to restart in my career or in another job because I've been there so long, or I don't want to shift my products or develop my products or the way that I do business because we've been doing it so long. Here's the thing. I had a friend, I ain't gonna tell everybody's business, but I had a friend who been in a long-term relationship, like a really, really long relationship, but the relationship was trash. Bro, it was trash. Okay. And I think they celebrated, like, I think it was maybe at like the 10th or 11th year. And they said, oh yeah, it's our anniversary. Da, 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 da. I said to myself, bro, you celebrating that? No, and not in a judgmental way, but you celebrating that, right? So the cool part about pressing the reset button is it gets rid of all of the things that you don't want, right? The things that are good are usually sitting there for you to re-download. Some of us don't want to push that reset button because of fear of what somebody else is going to think. I think that anybody who has my best intention at heart does not mind for me to put myself in the absolute best position that I can be in, whether it's with or without them, with or without their product, with or without their service, right? Like it's the best situation for me. A lot of times people will talk you out of, they'll talk you out of things that you desire to do or out of your vision because they're scared, right? So my question is, what's holding you back? What's holding you back from creating the best possible life that you can? What is that? My friend asked me, I'm doing some endorsements today. Shout out to Kyle McKitty at the App Kit, y'all. If you need an app, if you need to have a small business, if you have a service or product, and um, you want to get an app for that, make sure that you follow the App Kit at the App Kit KIT on Instagram. But anyway, I was talking to Kyle, and he said, "Bro, what would you describe this portion of your life as?" And I told him, I said, "I think this portion of my life, I feel like this is my second wind. From the age of 18 to maybe 34, I think that was a period of my life where I did things that people thought that I could not do, or hell, even for that matter, I didn't know that I could do, right?" And then from 34 for a few years, I ain't gonna tell my age, but for a few years, I went through just a season of loss. And so now I feel like it's a cool breeze. It's like it's a calm breeze. More than cool, it's a calm breeze, right? I feel like, you hear me? Like I am not forcing a thing. Anything that's just not coming natural, or anything that's combative or that sort of thing. Like I ain't forcing that. Like nobody have control over that thing but me. I got control over that. Like some of the things, like that negative self-talk, I ain't even doing that with myself. Like there are certain things that my friends can't even talk to me about no more. Now don't get it twisted. Like we gon' ha ha, we gon' kiki about some stuff, because like I ain't that stuck where I can't we can't have conversation, right? But I feel like just that negative stuff, like I ain't gonna do it, right? I also feel like I have shown what the bitter part of life look like. Not that I was bitter, but just that hard stuff. I showed what that looked like, so I'm also gonna show what the better looks like. Yeah. I said oh God, I'm just plugging all y'all show. I was on Raheem Brazil's Keeping It Real, and I said to him, you know how people say, "Oh, I don't expect nobody to be me. I don't expect nobody to, do the things that I do." Sorry, I didn't, because it used to sound good, right? But I expect the very thing that I give out, and it's non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable at this point in my life, right? Like if you out here and you just doing whatever, and you just letting people just say, do, treat you however they want to, that okay, great, that's your business, but not for me. For me, I'm going to look for the very thing that I give out. Just is what it is. I'm not interested in settling for less. I'm not, but because I don't have to, and you don't have to. You don't got to settle for less. You don't got to settle for less in relationships. You don't have to settle for less in business. You don't have to settle for less with your friends. Like it's time out for that. You matter. You matter. So, that's the thing. And you know what? Let me tell you this. One of the things that I do is like, okay, like every time I've heard this, I'm not even going to really get into the statistical part of it, but every time I've heard this, the number change. So let's say you have thousands, in the double digit thousands, right? Of thoughts per day. 80 to 85% of them are negative. So one of the things that it make me think about it, I love Jesus. Hello. It just makes me think about faith come by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. And I always, when I heard that, I always say, if faith come by hearing, then what are you listening to? And so that is including you. Like, what are you saying to yourself? Like, there's nobody with you longer than you. So what are you saying to yourself? So one of the things that I do to combat that negative talk is I find 10 things to be thankful for every morning. And those things can't be material. It can't be like, I'm thankful for my car. I'm thankful for yeah, I'm thankful for that stuff, right? But it's simple things like I'm thankful for the ability to use the bathroom. right? Like that may seem so extreme or so far out, but the reality of it is that like this is so nasty. But have you ever been constipated before? If you can't use the bathroom, then that's a big thing, right? I'm thankful that I have a cadence, I have a rhythm to my breathing. Like I'm not struggling for air. I'm thankful for opening my eyes, for all of my limbs being good, right? Like those things. I'm thankful for a positive support system, right? I'm thankful for having multiple streams of income. I'm thankful for strategies and tactics that allow me to make good money. Like I'm thankful that people pay me to use my mind, to use my voice to inspire and entertain and educate. Like those are things that I'm thankful for. And so I think about like things like, how do I see my life? How do I see my life currently, and how do I want to see my life? Like, there's gonna come a date that I won't open my eyes, right? And so, in this time, what do I want to see for my life? Baby, I want waves. So, all of this, that's that's all my notes now. I wanted to make sure I got out of the note spot so that I can really just talk to you. But all of that for me is just to encourage you to push that button. What's stopping you? What's holding you back? That business didn't work the first time. Okay, try it again. Like, you know how many times people have tried something and it failed or it just didn't work out the way that they wanted it to work out? Me, myself, I have tried so many businesses. I have done so many things. Folks be like, Keyshawn, you just got jobs, bro. Like, you drive a bus, you do hair, you cut hair, you do real estate, you do like my mom used to always say that I ain't gonna always be here, so you gonna have to find something to do to like get yourself together. But I think that I was out on the road and I bought this little book, and I have different areas of the book that I write in. It's like a little I don't know if y'all can see, like there's sections in the book. There's one, two, three, four, five. There's five sections in the notebook. Y'all remember we used to have those five sections or five subject notebooks in school? And so I did this like this. I got like content section and personal section and stuff like that. But one of the things that jumped out to me that I wanted to share with y'all on this thing tonight. Have you ever had an idea or had a vision, had something that you wanted to do, or you got a decent job, right? You're able to pay your bills, you're able to have some money, you're able to do, you know, things that you want to do, but you just got this feeling like, God, I just know it's something else. Like I'm grateful and I'm doing good, but like I just know it gotta be like this just ain't it, right? I think the biggest thing is that most of us know those places that we are exceptionally well at. There's certain things that we just do well. But one, we either can't find a way to monetize it or there's some level of fear. What if they say that I don't know what I'm talking about? Or what if I what if I don't look good on camera? Like we do that. What, oh, I hate my voice, right? What I realized is, and what I even did for me, because doing like shows and radio and things like that, I always used to try and make sure that I come on right. Like, as a matter of fact, and full transparency, I got this turban on today because my hair looked trash under there. What I did is I didn't let that hold me back, right? Because my thing is not to be known or to be famous or, any of those things. My thing is to be of service. And when you can go and your motive or your objective is to be of service, then you don't care about that, right? Let me give you an example. Let's say you're driving down the street in your car, and you see a car hit a 5-year old, right? You stop, you jump out your car, you run over there to the 5-year old. You're not thinking about, oh, is my wig right? Like, is my lace front showing? Or is my glasses right? Is my shirt right? You're trying to be of service to that 5-year old. So think about that thing that's holding you back. Think about that thing that you can give out to the world. Like there is only one you, period. Like there's never going to be another you. The tone of your voice, the style that you bring, like there's never gonna be another you. There may be other people that do the things that you do, but there's never gonna be another you in this world. So are you gonna rob us of the thing that you bring to the world? I heard a story really quick, and I'm gonna get to the point that I was talking about in the book. I heard a story earlier this week, and I'm gonna probably butcher the I'm probably gonna butcher the names or what they did. So I'm not gonna even do that. I'm gonna give you the baseline of the story. I need to pay attention. So I heard the story. So a man dies, and he was really fascinated with generals, right? And he dies and goes to heaven, and he's having a conversation, and he asks, who was the greatest general? Like now that I'm here in heaven, like who was the greatest general ever? The response was, are you serious? Are you seriously asking me that question right now? And he's like, no, yeah, no, I really want to know. Like I'm interested. Like who was the best general ever? And the answer was, it was you. And he looked like, wait a minute, I was never a general. Like I never even went into the service. He said, nah, it was you. He said, remember when that recruiter knocked on your door at 18 and you wanted to go and you you never did because you were scared, because you had fear? You would have been the best one, but you didn't take it. You didn't go. You didn't. And at that thing, when I say to you, it blew me, because that I think that's the biggest disappointment, or the biggest like, what? Like I lived my life, studied my life to, like, after great generals, or after a great whatever that thing is that you desire. And I would have been it, but my fear blocked me. So that brings me to this piece that I wrote to myself. And I start thinking about that story, and I start thinking about him being the best general if he would have did it. And I thought about opportunities that come to me, and I may push away from them because of fear, or because of I don't know how. One of the things that I had to realize is that the how is not really my business, but I started asking myself when those things came up, if it was possible, right? Like, because in your mind you already kill it. You already say, hey, it's not possible, or, oh, I can't do that. Da 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 da. No, like let's remove that for a second. If it was possible, how would I get to it? Right? Like, what's the plan? What would be the plan that I would make to do that thing? Right? Like, how would I get it done? And that's one of the things that I want you to take away from here. Think about that business that you're trying to accomplish, or think about that marketing campaign that you're trying to launch, or you got that new product, you got that new, how can I get, if I was going to do this, if this was possible, if it was possible for me to get my product or service in front of 1,000 people a week that did not know that I existed, how would I do that? If I wanted to meet 100 new people face to face every single week, if those were my projections, how would I do that? What would be the plan? And when you begin to start dissecting that thing, once you begin to put yourself in that thing, once you begin to vibrate on that frequency, right? Then those things begin to become attracted to you. Y'all get it. Y'all know the law of attraction, right? So some of y'all, I already hear y'all. I hear y'all now. Oh, here we go with that law of attraction. Here we go with that. Oh, you just gotta vibrate. No, okay, let's do this. You and your homeboy been talking about a Hellcat in green with black. All of a sudden, you start driving, and all you see is Hellcat, Hellcat, Hellcat. Your friend asks you to go to the car dealership with them because they gonna pick out a car and they want your opinion, and you just so happen to see that green Hellcat with black trim. Like, it's a real thing. Okay. And once you put yourself in that mindset, once you put yourself in that uh on that frequency, then you start to attract those things, right? So think about that. Think about that. Like, that I think if anything else, that would be your assignment, to kind of just go back and think about that thing that scares the hell out of you, and say, if I could do that, like, what would the plan be? Start to write down the plan, start to put the plan together, and watch things begin to happen. One of the things that I learned this past week as well, these are all tools after you've pressed the reset button and you got bold enough to to kind of go after the thing that you want to go after. I asked myself, and I heard this. This isn't mine, y'all. I wish I could take credit for it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I'm gonna go. I mean, this is my show. Y'all don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little piece of credit. But Oprah said, Oprah said, she started every meeting with a question. She started every meeting with a question like, "Yo, what's the intention?" Not Oprah ain't saying "yo," but she's saying, "What's the intention of this meeting? Like, what do we want to get out of it?" Because we can sit down and we can have some meetings just to say that we having a meeting. Before going in it, what's the or before even starting, what's the intention? What's the intention for this meeting? What are we trying to get out of it? Like, not what's the purpose, because we already know, like, we coming in here to talk about X, Y, and Z before we get there, right? But no, what do we want to get out of this? Don't sit there and waste your time. Like, time is money. As a matter of fact, time is more valuable than money. How you spending your time? What are you doing? Like, even going back to the question before about how would I get it done, or what's the plan? Like, what are the like, if this was possible, what are the skills that I already have that I can apply to this particular plan, or my how to, right? And then what are the things that I don't know, that I know that I need to know? What skills can I develop, or what skills do I need to learn to be able to do this thing, right? One of the things that I tell my clients all the time is, like, what do you do well, right? Whatever the thing is that you do well, lead with that. Put that in the front, right? And the things that you don't do so well, or you're a little weaker in, you work those while letting that thing go. So let's say you have a product or you have a service that is selling like hotcakes, but you got this other thing over here that you like I might sell one or two, or I'm trying to figure that thing out. What you need to do is you need to put the hotcakes up front while they're selling and they're scaling. You need to be developing whatever that other thing is, right? So that once you get that skill set, or once you get that thing to that next level, then you release a V2, if you will. We have so many myths that come with entrepreneurship. You hear, like, you want to quit your 9 to 5, right? You want to quit your 9 to 5 so you can have a little more freedom. Well, being an entrepreneur, you can and you will have more freedom, but you're leaving a 9 to 5 to work a 24/7, 365 until you develop systems and strategies, tactics, those things. So be prepared for that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to make it seem bad. I just want to let you know what you're getting into. It's definitely worth it. One of the things that I've learned here in the last year or two is to center myself, to slow stuff down. When it gets to looking really crazy and you get overwhelmed, you got to take time and just kind of slow it down. Let those things just come on back. Slow it down, because when you slow it down, you're able to think, you're able to make more rational decisions, seek clarity, get grounded, get centered. Every single time you get in that space, just try to, okay, you know what? Let me slow this down right quick. Because what's gonna happen is gonna happen. Right. I was a director at a company, and I used to tell them, don't call me after this time. Okay. If the building is burning, guess what? I'm not a fireman. I can't come put it out. I'll deal with what I can deal with tomorrow. Slow it down. Center yourself. Another thing, I'm kind of tapping into the piece of your confidence. So let's talk about confidence to do a particular thing. I believe that it's only one you, and ego and all that other stuff is a real thing, right? But confidence, I think that confidence is just your ability to try. That's it. That's all confidence is. It's just your ability to try. It's the ability to try to do whatever it is that you want to do. I'm really excited for episode one, or excuse me, for season one of Bosses in Business. I want to make sure that I give real, solid value to the end consumer. I am also doing some business coaching and seminars. Oh, let me tell y'all, I'm really, really excited. Y'all see how I just got really amped? I'm really excited. I will be going to Cleveland, Ohio, April 22nd. I'll be in Cleveland for a seminar, 2 days. It'll be the 22nd and 23rd, I believe. Follow me on Instagram to get the right dates. I'll make sure that I have the flyer there on Boston Biz and on my personal Keyshawn Don. I'm going there for the seminar, 2 day seminar. Day one is for the entrepreneur that or for the person who want to start a business, have not started, they have this great idea, they want to do it, they don't know what the steps are, they don't know about branding, marketing, getting your LLC, your EIN, your Duns and Bradstreet. They don't know about any of that. They just know that they got an idea. They want to do this thing. They have no idea about research and development. None of that stuff, right? So that's what that day is. That seminar is called BYOB, Build Your Own Business. So I'm really, really excited about that. I believe that is the 22nd. And then 23rd, the 23rd is for people who are already in business. They're already in business. They probably had a few years in business. They made some good success, but now they feel like they maybe hit a wall or they can't scale up. They don't know what to do from this point. So that's what the 23rd would be. The 23rd seminar would be You Don't Know Shift. You don't know shift. I think a lot of times we get so stuck in oh, this is a business. It's just like back in the day when I was younger. I can't say we, I don't know, but whatever. When I was younger, I remember you had the mom and pop stores, right? And they had their little store, right? The difference is that they was, oh, I'm a business owner, I'm a business owner. But they put their money in and they invested in that one store and then they got stuck, right? Whereas we scale. Like, okay, we put that money in, we made that money, we take that money, we put it in location number two. So yeah, you don't know shift. The 23rd of April, BYOB, Build Your Own Business on the 21st. I'm gonna have amazing people. I'm gonna do different workshops and I'm gonna do a panel. I will have some financial advisors from Key Bank, Bank of America. I will have some marketing people. I'm not saying any names because I want you all to see on the flyer. I'm gonna have some people that are in marketing, in promotions, in branding. So I'm really, really excited. I'm really, really excited to bring that back home. You're gonna have to. You're just gonna have to look at the flyer because y'all know. One of the things I would tell y'all is that I will definitely butcher some stuff. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. And before I get out of here, I just want to kind of tell you all more about Bosses in Business. I want to sit down with these people. I want to get good, I mean, really, really good behind the scenes stories. I want to get good practical things that you can use. So I also want y'all in the comment section to make sure that you tell me what are those things, what are those hurdles that you're experiencing. The dope part about this is that you have so many people, including me, who who are coaches out here, who are mentors, who are doing that thing, and you have to pay for it, right? Well, let Bosses in Business be that place where you can get that free information. If you need some extra help along the way, okay, cool, then go ahead and become a part of the network. But get the answers that you need right here at Bosses in Business. Another thing that I will be doing in between these episodes. So y'all make sure that it's very, very important that you make sure that you follow the Instagram because I'll be doing like YouTube shorts and Instagram things, stuff like that. Like I have some content where I was in Miami on South Beach and in Key West and New Orleans and French Quarter. And I was just stopping people, asking them, what's your name? Where you from? What do you do for a living? Right? How much do you make per year at what you do? What advice would you give to somebody that want to get into that, just so that you'll be able to see if you are that person that there's something that's out there for you, but you're stuck. You don't know what you want to do. You want to be a mechanic. You want to be start a daycare. You want to do hair. You want to do develop apps. You want to whatever it is. You're able to see the scale of these different industries and see how much people are making and get that insight from somebody that's actually in it. So those will be things in between the episodes. And also in between episodes too, what I'll be doing is I'll be dropping some really good content, some really good tips for you. So after you've watched the episode and you maybe have gotten some good feedback from whoever's on the show, you're able to use this information, like for example, 5 tips for marketing in 2022, or my tips on uh, research and development as it relate to this particular industry. Just different things like that, different tools that you can use in between to kind of, you know, help you out along the way. All right. So I'm really, really excited. Make sure again that you go and you follow us on Instagram at Boss and Biz on IG, and follow me personally at Keyshawn underscore duh underscore Don. It's right there on your screen. Make sure that you subscribe, and click the like and click the notification bell so that you can know when we drop these. Now, I would drop a episode every single week on Wednesdays. So make sure that you stay tuned. I'm actually producing. Clap, celebrate your wins. Let me clap for myself today, because I'm actually the first guest, the host, and I'm producing myself today. So clap it up for me. You got to celebrate your wins. I mean, if you don't celebrate them, who else is going to celebrate them? Also, make sure that y'all follow youtube.com / at bosses in business. Let me do a couple quick shout outs before I go. Let's see if I can drop this in. Shout out to Q. BLK Talk, youtube.com / BLK Talk. He is interviewing a lot of people in entertainment and business. Go and follow our guest for the next episode, Marcus Laban. Oh, I should drop it in here. Let's see. Follow Mark. Mark is at the Cleaning Guru. I didn't know that I was going to shout these people out, so I didn't prepare the slides for them. So, episode one, season one, we gonna get better. Y'all gonna get full production. Like, you might not even see this whole little background thing here, but that's what we doing. Marcus Laban, the Cleaning Guru. Hear his story of how he took I believe $25 and turned it into a $50,000 business first year and over 6-figure in the subsequent years. So I look forward to sitting down with him and finding out how he did that. Something that everybody should be able to do. Not that everybody know how to do, but what they should be able to do. He took that and took a bucket and $25 and turned it into a 6-figure business. Also, shout out to Kyle McKitty at the App Kit. It's literally that, at the App KIT Kit. If you need any apps built and all that good stuff. Shout out to my sister, Nicole, with Here For You Creations. She just opened a hall in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Give it up one time for her. She also does event planning and catering. I'm not catering. Not catering. Did I say not catering? Not catering. Shout out to her. She does event planning. She has a hall, custom candles, all of that good stuff. So make sure y'all follow her at here the number 4 letter U creation. Shout out to my girl T Marie with Tasty Moscato. Did I forget anybody? Raheem Brazil. Make sure y'all tune into his show, Keeping It Real. He is on season 1 right now. Also, Candid Conversations with G. I'm gonna make sure that I put all of this stuff that I'm mentioning in the description below. If you have a brand or anything that you want to advertise, please make sure that you email me at the Diamond Zone Group at gmail.com. Email me right there if you have anything that you want to promote, or if you want to be a part of the show. Now, we already got season one kind of lined up, but hit me up. Let's see. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you came right here with me, and I don't take it lightly. I appreciate y'all so much. This is the last 5 minutes. An hour-long show by yourself is different when you don't have any breaks and stuff like that. So thank y'all so much for sticking in with me. I'm gonna start putting some stuff at the end of the show for the people who stuck around. Thank y'all so much. Celebrate your wins. Till next time, I'll holla at y'all. Peace.